I generally point towards east all the way. Now at this part of the sky, it will start getting dark. So even though it is getting dark, that's my favorite. I don't want light. I want it almost like a dark flat. So I'll see the ADU is like as small as possible, because the middle part of the image or the flat image or the flat file is going to be bright anyway, right? So you wanted as much vignetting as possible around the picture, right? That's why I go to as dark as possible. So as you can see, my exposure time for taking the flats is like 5 by 1000. It's like really small number. So I could get the perfect vignetting in the corners. I really don't know whether this is the right procedure or not. I think I'm trying to validate that with everyone else. This is the best way or the only way I could get the vignetting removed from my pictures. So you can see now I still have a little bit of vignetting in the corners, and the mean readout is like very small number. So when I go to Pixinsight, I use image integration to integrate the flats. So these are my settings for integration of flats. I did use some of them from the web and some of them from the Pixinsight book. So I don't know exactly the source of this, but I've been using this for a while now. And here is the pixel rejection settings. You can slow down this video if you want to copy these. So I take the 50 pictures that I have here and I integrate them. So let's work with the red channel for now. And it actually completes them fairly quick from an integration standpoint. The integrated picture that it is producing shows pretty good vignetting in the corners. I think the trouble that I'm facing generally is once I complete the calibration of the frames with the flats, it's not enough for me to remove all the vignetting, so I actually end up doing it second time. So the integration is complete. There is no rejection high. We don't need that. We don't need this one. So this is my flat. This is the red flat. And it shows beautiful vignetting here. And this is exactly how the pictures are being taken, with the darkness in the corners, right? So when we apply this flat, it is supposed to remove this whole thing, right? I'll calibrate the image into a new directory. So this is the directory I wanted to send the calibrated images into. I don't have the bias frames or dark frames. All I have is the flat frame. So the flat frame that I have is right here. This is my red flat, right? The one that we just saw that is saved, right? To see it again, this is the flat frame we are talking about, right? Okay, so I have like 30 images or so that I took for the M81 and M82 Galaxy, and I checked and I blinked the images. I look at the images and I figured out few of them are not good, so I removed. And these are the approved images, so I'm taking only the red ones. So these are my red channel images, and and I select this button, Calibrate. If I do this wrong, please do let me know. Alright, so let's open the file from the integration 9 folder, maybe like a couple of them, right? You can see the file, right? This is 5, and if you see the before, we did the integration, so this was the file. This is before calibration, and I guess this is after, right? This is before and this is after. Please put them side by side. It removed portion of it here. You see that it's a bit more dark before, and here it is less darkness is there, right? But we wanted like the complete image, so we won't be able to get that. So what I end up doing is I'll go back into my integration folder and I bring these files again. So I'm doing like second time with the same red flat. Alright, so let's see the files. So this is basically we'll open R5. This was the before calibration, right? So this is like the way it came in when we took the picture. And actually we can open both of these, the 5, like the first time calibration and the second time one, right? So you already saw the first time calibration one, so that's this one, and the second time when I calibrated it, I got like this. So it completely removed the darkness in the corners. So you get an image from like this to like this, right? It's not perfect, but this is as close as I could get from a flats calibration standpoint. Let me go to Pixel Math. So we will use a single expression. We'll take, this is the original image minus this image. Yeah, we wanted to say create new image. So this is what it removed. I get sometimes afraid that it might be removing. Yeah, so sometimes I wonder it may be actually doing a over calibration, but in order to remove what it has to remove, right, this is what I have to do. So yeah, please feel free to comment on this one. So if I show you the integrated image, so the red image came this way, like after completing the full integration, right? It still has a bit of corners, So after I combined the LRGB files, I end up getting this kind of an image. I did process it a little bit. I removed noise by this time and I stretched the image. And then I end up cropping the image. So this is the cropped version of the image. And I combined with the old C14 data for the MIT2 and a little bit of, I believe it's RASA plus C14 data from the past, and I got this image. So this includes the data from the past. So I combined this data, color calibrate a little bit so that you can see the beautiful M82 and also the M81. Well, thank you for watching.